So our today's topic is generator function, and generator function is also a type of function which we create in a different method. So let's take an example of a simple function like as we have a range function. So in range, if we give any range like 55, so if we run this, we get the range as an object. Like if we want to get the data outside of this range, we get the data in the form of an object. If we want to get data one by one from this range function, so we have to iterate through it like 25. Now print I. Now basically what here it is doing, it is iterating one by one through the range. Like first it is running for 1 2 3, one by one every element from the range is going into I, and I is printing that element for us. So it is that it is like taking a lot of space for us. It first have to save the whole range in it, and then we have to print it. So it is taking a lot of space. So generator functions are basically used to optimize the usage of memory. Like we have to optimize our functions so that we don't utilize maximum memory and reduce the memory usage. So today we are going to study how to generate generator functions and how to work with them effectively. Now let's take an example of Fibonacci series number. Like what is Fibonacci? Let me just explain you a little bit about it. So let me open the whiteboard, and here it is now. So Fibonacci series is basically is a combination of two numbers, like first number and the previous number. If we add two numbers like 0 and 1, we add that, then we get result as 1. And if we add we now the last two numbers like 1 and 1, we get 2. Now if we add 1 and 2, we get 3. And if we add 2 and 3, we get 5. So on and on this whole goes. So this is Fibonacci series. Now let's just drive a function to perform this. Let me take and define a function and learn dash fab. Now here it takes an input number n, like how long it will, then length of the number, like at what number you want to print the Fibonacci. Now let me take an variable a and b equals 0, comma 1. Now 0 is the value of a. Like the sequence we assign the variables, in the same sequence the values are get assigned to them. Now let me create a function for I in range n, like the range we want to iterate through it. Now we are using the word yield. Yield is a reserved keyword which is used to generate getter function. Now let me take a comma b is equal to b. Now a is getting assigned value of b, and b is getting the value of a plus b. Now if we run this function runs successfully. Now if we try to run this function just using the name, and we take the name of function, we pass value 5, then we here we can see that we are getting generator object. Now it is not giving us the value because of this yield word. It is now going to generate one by one value for us. So if we try to iterate through it, Like if we use for I in learn. Now we are iterating through our function and we are passing the number n to it. Like we are passing 9. Now we want to print I here. So if we run it, now basically we can see that we are getting generated the Fibonacci series. But let's understand that what's happening in this function. Like what is getting done in this function, like how it works. So basically if we see here that a comma b is equal to b a plus b. Now a is assigned value 0, b assigned the value 1. Now if we are iterating through this range like n, so if our range is we are passing the number 10, or we are passing 9, so let's take 9 first. It will yield a. So firstly a was assigned value of 0. Now a's value is equal to b, like a's value is assigned into b, so b is getting the value of 0 plus b. B's value is here 1. Now what's our value? 0 plus 1, 1. So first it would yield a for us. A was 0, so it yield. Now again its value is 1, so it printed 1. Now the value of b here is 1. Now if iterating through it again, a's value is 1 and b is again equal to b plus, so 1 plus 1, so we are getting 2. So here it same way it iterates through one by one and it's printing Fibonacci series for us. Now I am going to explain an important topic, uh, or the term we use there is next. So what is next function does for? Let's take a string. So let me take a string of name. I am taking here my name. I run it, and if I want to iterate one by one item from a string, so for I in name print I. Now what is this for loop is doing for us? It is iterating one by one for our string and it is going to print for us. So what is our string? Our string is name. So if we run name, so we are getting name here. Now if I try to run next and for name, if we run it, what it say? It is saying that string is not an iterator, so that we cannot iterate through it. And next we use to iterate uh, on a string. Now we have to understand that what for loop is doing in here to iterate through this string, because we can see that string is not an iterator. So let's let me explain it to you. And let me take another str. Take let me take a variable name and is equal to iterate. So we are using iterate function, and in the iterate function I am passing my string name. Now if I run it, now our name is converted into an iterate. Now if I run next over it, and we want, now if I run, so what we get? Actually I had to pass n here because we applied the iterate function on n. Now what we are getting? We are getting z here. Now if I again copy, sorry, copy it from here, and if I paste it here, now we will get a. Again if we paste it, we are getting y. So if again pasted, it is, so it is iterating 1 over 1 for us. So this same scenario is being performed in for loop for us. Now one thing comes in your mind that if we try to perform iterator on this integer, now if we run it, we are getting an error. So you can see that error. This is the same error which we got here for the string up above. Yeah, that string is not an iterator. So now if we try to convert it into an iterator, so let me take it 45. Now what we are getting, we are getting that integer is not iterable. It is not an iterator. It is not iterable. So string is iterable. That's why it iterated it for us. But integer is not iterable. So we cannot iterate through an integer. Like one by one, we cannot pass integer because this is a value. And string we can iterate through one by one character. But in integers, this is a single. This whole is combined is calculated as a same value. So we cannot iterate over it. So this is a very important concept of iterator and iterable. Like it is mostly asked in interview as well that what is an iterator and what is an iterable. So iterator is that data which we can iterate one by one, and iterable is that the data which we can convert into an iterator. So it is iteratable. So here today we had studied about the generator function. We can generate a generator function using yield keyword. And what is an iterator? The iterator is the data through which we can iterate one by one, and iterable is the data which we can convert into an iterator. So that's it for today, and please try to practice more and more on it, and try different combination and permutation so that you can get better understanding about generator functions. Till then, take care and see you in next video.